Hello YouTube, why am I staring off to the side? I'm not really sure. Because I'm looking at myself. I'm trying to look at how I look. But the hilarious thing is while I do that, it makes me look like I'm looking. So I gotta look straight. Where do I look? I have no idea. Oh, I know. I think this is the camera. Let me see. Okay, that's weird though. I can't. I'm gonna have to look crazy. Let me turn it this way. Alright, that's better. Anyway. So, this is a wash and go with Paul Mitchell. I did a, I washed my hair today with L'Oreal conditioner cleanser. And I did a deep condition with Shea Moisture deep conditioner. I don't know, something. And then I use fake Paul Mitchell generic. Generics. I used me some of the generics from Sally's. And that's all I put in here was Paul Mitchell. Can you see? Because you know I'm on my cell phone. Really, I am. Because, yeah. It's easy. That's why. So it's pretty, it's very curly. Like, I'm shocked right now. I'm like, really though? That's it? I'm so used to using something that is for curl, to make your hair curly or whatever. Like, I mean, you know, like Shea Moisture Curling Smoothie or Shea Moisture Curling Smoothie. Or, yeah, Shea Moisture Curling Smoothie. As well as some Eco Styler. So if I would have put some Eco in here, it probably would have been hard. So right now it's just like real soft. Like there's no hold here whatsoever. It's just straight up. It's curly though. I mean, I was just like, I'm about to go get me a big old bottle of dirt. And I ain't buying nothing else. I was just like, why is that all I need to put in my hair? Like, that's crazy. But that generic stuff ain't no game. I'm scared. If I buy the real one, I might never use nothing else again. So, I don't know though. The real one is expensive. I might price it. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys that, yeah, this is what's going on. You know, it doesn't look any different than any other video, I'm sure. Maybe a little bit. It is growing. You could tell a little bit now. Because the curl, for some reason, the Paul Mitchell is making the curl looser. I guess because I didn't use any gel to make it draw up more. But yeah, I look the same that I always look. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. So, yeah, nothing's been going on new as far as my hair is concerned. It's growing, that's good. I did try to brush it back yesterday. I meant to take a picture of it. I had brushed it back into this little tiny, my ponytail was the size of this here bottle top. It was crazy looking. It was so funny. And now I try to wear this like out because I saw a YouTuber. She did like a she used the old twist out and then she said taper, you know, she called it taper or something. I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it was looking crazy. I looked like I was stuck in the 80s. I looked like Prince's wife. Yes, me and Prince we were still singing back in the 80s and the 90s. It was a hot mess. But I had to go out, so I went out with my 80s hair and called it a day. But today I was like, yeah, no, let me wash this out. Because the gel, my hair was all slicked back. A hot mess. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm currently reading. You know I likes to read. Anyway, I have to, anyway, I'm all distracted, but currently reading this. Do you see that? Scary, right? It's called Witchcraft in the Church. And it is by Rick Goodwin. And so far I'm up to page introduction. And it's pretty good. I mean, you know, I can't really review it yet. I haven't read anything but the introduction. So, I'm interested in it, though. I'll tell you what the back says. It says, it's talking about many Christians today don't realize the subtle influence of witchcraft in their lives. Blah, blah, blah. Satan is a sly manipulator, intent on rendering the church powerless and impotent. He knows his eventual demise includes eternity in the lake of fire. He would do whatever it takes to prolong his influence in the world and the church. I know a lot of people dismiss a lot of things like that. I don't dismiss it because in the family that I was raised in the culture, in the Puerto Rican culture, just like in a lot of cultures besides straight up American culture, we know that there's a spiritual part of the world. So we're raised to realize that there's spiritual aspects. So how involved spiritually we become, that varies. But I know in my household, we knew that God existed and we knew there was a spiritual realm. So, therefore, hitherto, I don't dismiss everything as easily as maybe someone who didn't have that experience, because I know that there is a spiritual realm. So, anyway, the other thing was, I just wanted to say something, and this is just whoever ever sees the video. And if you're a Christian and engaged, or you're engaged in witchcraft or things like that, or you've observed something that you think is sketchy or shady, go with your feeling, if it's biblical. For instance, if we can't mix pagan things, pagan practices with Christian practices, or practices that should be Christian. You can't mix God and idolatry. We can't mix them together, or mix how we worship a thing or a different kind of God with the way we worship the true and living God. It cannot be mixed. We can't hold, I was thinking of a friend example, like how you say, oh, I'm holding my rabbit's foot for good luck. So I can't then turn around and say, oh, I'm holding the rabbit's foot for good luck, but let me turn that around to make it Christian. I know, this is just, every time I hold this rabbit's foot, it reminds me that I have to have faith, the faith that I can't see the end, but I know that God has my back. So I'm just going to believe and trust God in faith without seeing, but believing. This rabbit's foot is just a reminder of that. No, boo-boo. The rabbit's foot is superstitious. So call it what it is. If you have your rabbit's foot, fine. Just say, hey, this is my rabbit's foot. It's superstitious and it's my good luck charm. Don't say, oh, I hold on to it because, sometimes when I forget, or my faith starts to falter, I just grab my rabbit's foot and I say, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go by faith. Yeah, no, boo-boo. You can't do that. You cannot mix things like that. You can't light candles and say, oh, I'm lighting candles, for the glory of God. And they're the same candles that are used in Santeria or different satanic practices. Or even just in general, people think that they're okay to use, just for aura, or for thinking it's for illumination. I'm not any old candle, Those who use them know what I'm referring to. I'm just saying that you cannot mix the two together. They're not mixable. Mixable, is that a word? Anyway, my point is, I saw something and I was just like, really? That's a negative. It just threw me for a loop. I was surprised that the person did it, because people who are familiar with practices like voodoo or santeria, or even just people who live in houses where people are spiritual, they do this. They do that. They do certain things. And when I saw it, I was just like, wow. Not really something that I should be seeing in a church. So that just caused me to be like, wow, you have to be so careful. You really have to be careful. I didn't become a believer until I read the Bible and studied it for myself. And I was convinced. So my advice to anyone who is a believer or not a believer, or sketchy about it, whether don't know if they should or shouldn't, listen. The best thing to do is, if you sincerely, the key word here is sincerely want to know, then you need to ask God to show you if He's real. And you can do that through reading the Bible. And believe me, if you're looking for evidence for the true and living God, if you really want to know, you'll get it. You'll get the information. You will get what you're looking for. But you have to be sincere. If you're just doing it just so you could be like, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, that's my rant of the day. One last look at my hair. And I think I'm going to do this for a couple of days, just to Paul Mitchell. So peace out.